Hey, so this is week 22. Overall, pretty good week. Feel like finally nailing and getting over some hurdles that I've previously had. Some stuff's come back up uh, that I just need to be more diligent about. And so before we go into the actual training from this week, for next week, since I'm fresh off my Saturday session, I literally got home, uploaded the raw training footage in my car, like while I was driving. It was really dangerous, and now I'm here doing the video, so I have a lot of stuff fresh in my mind. Um, One of the problems that I've seen this week is my shoulders into like that area that we talked about, like right in here. Um, that like uh, sometimes gives me problems if the squat is carried too much in my hands. And I think it's kind of a multi-part thing. I think like I slept weird on my back and it's making it hard to like squeeze one of my two lats down together, so that, like one side's not carrying as much, so when I get under the bar it puts a lot more stress on the shoulder, and putting that stress on the shoulder puts stress on here, which means that like it's harder for me to bench on that one side, coupled with the fact that it's hard to also squeeze the lat on the one side. So I think I need to focus a lot more on shoulder stability and and like shoulder stability and shoulder mobility. Um, I was wondering if you had anything about that you think I should do. Another thing is my lats. I felt like I could do a lot better or feel a lot better about some of my lifts if I had stronger lats. It's something I kind of like. Just it's secondary, which granted it is, but like my lats are used in every lift more or less. And then biceps is something I've also been overlooking kind of a bit, and I notice, and I made this notice before when we started together, was that when my biceps felt strong, my bench and my squat felt good as well. So it's probably just my biceps getting weak because I've, like kind of just thrown in some fucking hammer curls. I haven't like, sat down and tried to do biceps in a while. Anyway, running out of time, so let's get into the video. So, oh shit. So for my RPE double there, my RPE double, we I have some notes in here that say that on this second rep, I kind of tipped forward a little, which is kind of bad. I probably could have done more. I talk about how I need to think about supporting the weight better in my hands. Probably even warm up my shoulders before squats, which did help on Friday. I did remember to do it on Friday. On one of my reps, I didn't breathe right. Not like a whole big thing that we should like look at how I systematically set up and stuff like that. I forgot how to human for like 2 seconds. And I also struggle finding good rack heights for my body. So here I have these on the 23 setting. And normally I do it on 24, but when I'm on 24, it feels like a heavier weight. So I have to like kind of push off with like the ball of my foot. Like I have to push off like almost on my tiptoes in order to get the weight up. So I tried it down at 23, but at 23 it's like, what the... Like, I feel real far down there. Who knows? I don't have video on my close grip. Feeling better about it. I like close grip. I don't mind it. It's a lot better than a 3-2-1 pin squats. Anyway, so this is my close grip, which I don't know why the fuck VidTrim does this. Yeah, I don't see any like big problems with it. Kind of just like whatever. So I don't have my 3 count. I don't have my 3 count high bar. So I did 385 for my single. Probably could have done more. Like maybe like 5 to 10 pounds and still had to be a true RPE 7. That is something I've been kind of more cognizant of, is trying to stay closer to the RPE than be like, oh, it's a 7.5. Like that's almost 7. I I had to grind a little bit out of the parallel position. I just felt like I wasn't holding it on my quads well enough, and that's kind of something I didn't do on Wednesday or Friday. So it's something I need to like cue myself back into next week. I hope I remember that. Set 2 for my high count pause squats. The weight felt appropriate, and my left side was actually the problem. The rest of the week, my right side had been the problem, getting it tight, and now it's on this day it was my left side. So I don't know what it is. It could be a shoulder thing. I just need better shoulder stability. Anyway, so this is my bench. I said back to sandbagging. My hands feel a little wide on this double. I also didn't stack my elbows there. That's why this is such a bad set. The comp, the volume, I felt like I was kind of sandbagging it and like mentally. Like, I don't know why it felt so much heavier to me than it did. Yeah, my elbows and wrists are not in line. I don't know what's going on. Usually I'm pretty good about that. Or like at least they're pressing in the same plane. My bench has kind of been regressing a little bit, but we can talk about that later. Oh, here's a big thing with my deadlift. Is it bad that whenever I bring the weight down on deadlift, it never hits the same place? It's probably just because I'm dropping it like about halfway down or even at the top sometimes. That's probably it. I already answered my question. Sorry about that. Here's some deadlift footage. All right, so here's some volume. I'm a little too out in front on the setup. I really focused on pushing through knees here, and it felt better. My knees didn't feel good on Thursday quite as much, but you know, it felt a hell of a lot better on my hip, felt a hell of a lot better on my legs, back, everything. I think, and we'll get to this on today's session, but I feel like I'm finally like grooving again in a deadlift. My rep 1 of my deadlift, which this one, I felt a lot of leg drive. My back positioning felt really good. I don't know if you could tell in this set, is my shoulder positioning good? I feel like I should be back a little farther. Anyway, so back to this set. And I'm just going to let this roll. Sometimes I do get too sloppy in between reps if I don't do a reset. So I think I usually do like 2, max 3 before I like get back and reset. So this is Friday squats. My knee wraps or my knee sleeves might need new ones. They're a little big or a little small. I got a little cocky on my first set. I didn't breathe that well in between the first and second rep, and my hands carried it a little more than I should have let, but it was okay. It definitely affected my bench yesterday and today. On my 385 set, which is this one, I asked, should I have kept the weight here? Rep 3 looked pretty alright, but I could have pushed out like 2 to 3 more. It was definitely like a 7.5. It would have been a 7 flat. Sorry, while we're still on the lift. It would have been a 7 flat if I would have been more diligent. I think 3 would have been my like absolute limit, like RPE 10. And then my final set. Sorry, I'm just gonna pause it. My final set. The weight crushed me on rep 3. My leg, or I still had another 2 in my legs and core, but my upper back wasn't carrying its weight, and I walked it out really, really poorly. I was like twisting and turning all over. Rep 1 and 2 were really good quality, but rep 3 changed the RPE drastically. That I just cut it there. And it was the last rep of squats for the week, so it's whatever. So for pins at chest level, I couldn't find a place to set up. One rack is either too low and it's down below where I touch, and the other pin setting is it's way too high. So should I be focusing on the one that's too high or just do normal 3, 2, 1? Anyway, so here's my 3, 2, 1. I rushed. I saved one of my like really shitty sets, and I just kept it in here for you to look at, because that way you have more to look at. I rushed a rep 6. It was mental RPE of 8.5, but physical RPE 7. That's something I really need to consolidate with my head. And this is today, and of course it's fucking upside down. Okay, so today, this is 305 for a double. I did not pause long enough. My shoulder was just giving me, why the fuck are all these videos upside down? My shoulder is giving me some problems on bench today, and my hands are real sweaty, and I forgot to bring my chalk in. I should have just sucked it up and walked out and got my chalk. It was in my car. Anyway, so this is a 325 double. Really ugly. I wish it wasn't upside down so you can see this. So rep 1, really good. I could have locked it out a little better and really pulled into like full stand up. I could have done that on all of these reps actually. So that one I felt like I was pulling way too much with my back. I did not feel my legs at all. So I just dropped it. I thought about killing the video, dropping the weight, and sending you a better one. But I decided, fuck it, let's just get the second rep. I didn't do pause. Also another thing is my fat ass can't get down to the bar with the belt on. The belt like kind of pinches me a little bit whenever I like get down like that. Yeah, I sent RPE 10. I kept it. And I don't know what it was this week. Sorry, let's go back. I don't know what it was this week, but my dumb ass has been like, I was just like, this week I was like, fuck it, let's just squeeze squeeze quads, push through the knees, see what happens. And I know it's like, it's something that like, even before you, I knew I should be doing, but for some reason I was just like, fuck it, let's try it this week. Like, deadlift can't like kick my ass anymore. And lo and fucking behold, like these deadlifts felt really good, honestly. I don't know if I would pursue trying to max out with conventional. I want to kind of keep seeing how sumo goes, especially because 1, it's easier for me to use the belt, and 2, I'm like almost like upright rowing this bitch off the floor. Yeah, like, see that back angle? I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm like parallel to the freaking ground. I think I need to set my hips a little bit better next week. But yeah, it'd be really nice just to consolidate all the thoughts from this video that I had into one single place. I think I really need to focus on, for squats, keeping my quads, keeping the weight on my quads. For bench, I need to do some more shoulder stability and shoulder mobility stuff. And for deadlift, just keep doing what I'm doing right now, I guess. My deadlift feels fine again. Like, my hip's not a problem. Today I added in like push-ups, so I've gotten push-up position, put my feet a little wider, and I touched my hand to my shoulder while trying to keep the weight on just 3 points over and over for shoulder stability. For hips and my general hip health, I did my dead bugs with my hands on my back and just like with the band around my feet. I don't know. All over, like, this week felt pretty good aside from the from squat and or my sleeping patterns fucking up my bench. Wondering how the rest of the week leading up to the meet are going to look. I've never had you obviously prep me a meet schedule or prep like working up to a meet. Just my friend's dad. But anyway, yeah, so before this hits 15 minutes, I'm going to stop this video.